quite mundane. But perhaps it'll send you the right message. We should call your city New Hope, just like Star Wars. Hello everybody, GrayStillPlays, and we're back with more villagers. No time for BS, things are looking up because we've got new babies being made and we've got tons of food, which is really good because we were starving. We just went into autumn and our rain catcher is totally full. Oh, I'm so happy about that. We also completed this mill here, which is now producing or milling grain that can be utilized. I think that there's a bakery that we can make too. Let's go ahead and make that. At this point, I'm not really even sure that it's totally necessary because we have so much food. But I just want to get to build all these different buildings because I have a feeling that once I build the church, there's not really going to be that much more to do. Now, if we remember correctly, we have to unassign people when we build something. So let's go ahead and unassign one person there from the fishermen. I think we'll still be okay. We seem to have quite a good surplus of food.
A merchant is visiting your village.
This is making grain, and we pretty much always have merchants that are visiting the village, which is nice. Now, I don't know if these merchants can actually get anywhere because I think I just unassigned. No, I still have 2 warehousers. There should be at least 1 warehouser over here. Okay, there is. Let's take 1 off of here and put 1 here because I'm not. Oh, it shows up in both places. Huh. I'm not sure what that means then. Let's only have 1 warehouser in that case. Because I think you only need 1 in order to be able to actually gain benefit from the merchants. Doesn't look like the merchants set anything up though. That's kind of weird. Where are all our villagers? Where's everyone? Is everyone asleep? Oh, everyone might be in their houses. Oh, they are. That's weird. Everything looks so... Oh, no. No, there's 2 people... He needs a free spot at the warehouse. And this person's just kind of hanging around. Wait, our villagers aren't doing anything. Hold on, something's wrong here. The villagers, like, got hung up or something. Oh. Oh, it's like a bug or something. What have I done? No one's moving. Holy editing Jesus, Batman. I can't wait to see how much editing I'm going to have to do here. Okay, let me bring you guys up to speed about what just happened. So there was a lot of issues going on with the progress of the game there. I think it was because I didn't get this church built. I'm not really sure, but all of my townsfolk enjoy just standing around and not doing anything. Actually, right now, let's go ahead and get everyone assigned. So everyone's doing something. We'll get a priest going. Alright, everyone's done. We had a bunch of newborns, and we've gone almost through several seasons. Genevieve, God, what do you have to tell us? Fix all these issues that we've been having. Graymaster McGray, I've had to look around the area, and I've identified a rather strange creature that seems to be watching us from a safe distance. What, is that Icarus? Has he followed us? No. It seems to be a woman wearing a red cloak. I'm pretty sure that she saw me, yet she didn't look as if though she was going to flee. She stayed completely calm. But even then, I didn't have the courage to approach her. A woman wearing a red clothing, you say? That reminds me of the description that some of the villagers gave me of a person they had seen back in the swamp. Graymaster McGray, I ran as quickly as I could. Genevieve, catch your breath first. What happened? Breath. We won't be able to breathe much longer. Icarus! No! Icarus, I saw him. He's going to be here soon. And who are you running from, woman? I'm pretty sure there are plenty of interesting things to explore on a scout. Let my knife explore your intestines in a minute, you dirty scoundrel. Stay away from her, you filthy monster. Oh, Graymaster McGray, I've been looking for you. Did you really think I just let you get away? You killed my men. I certainly can't carry on attacking other villagers with this sorry excuse of a pack that I've got left. But for you, Graymaster McGray, they'll be sufficient. It had to happen eventually. Icarus wanted to see blood. He would do anything to avenge himself and defend his terrifying reputation. Graymaster McGray had to muster all of his remaining energy to fight off the remaining bandits. People say that there are 3 things that weaken a person's strength. Oh, one must be fear. Exactly, another is forced travel. And when I think about Gray Master McGray's situation, I suppose the third must be guilt, right? You sure can read my mind, Jacqueline. Those three things were weighing down on our dear town planner, but he found his last reserves of strength to fight when he looked into the eyes of his friends. They had entrusted him with their lives. And then came the inevitable moment in which Icarus and Gray Master McGray stood facing one another, their weapons drawn. A town planner with very little combat experience and a merciless bandit who had wielded a sword his entire life. It was obvious who the two would survive the confrontation. At this point, the story became a little vague. Some say Gray Master McGray was killed, and the surviving villagers continued their journey alone. Others say Gray Master McGray killed Icarus. Everyone tells a slightly different story. A confused collection of an absurd fantasies. The true story, of course, has something to do with a woman. What's that supposed to mean? Don't start getting cheeky, Jacqueline. Well, I'm talking about the mysterious woman in the red clothing. She suddenly appeared in the village, and her strange, oddly calming nature made everyone lower their weapons. And you say this is the true version of events? With Magdalene, the woman that seemed to be otherworldly? Yes, I can confirm it with a clear conscience, just as other storytellers have confirmed it to me. And where my sources are concerned, I have a trump card that I don't wish to reveal yet. Oh, you're making it very exciting. Gray Master McGray was the first daring to speak. You, who are you? You've been following us since we lived in the swamp, haven't you? What do you want from us? Please lower your weapons, all of you. My name is Magdalene, and I have something important to tell you. Something emanated from Magdalene. Gray Master McGray and Icarus felt a strange connection to her that they had no explanation for, and so they lowered their swords and listened to the mysterious woman. With a strangely calming voice, Magdalene said, "When the war against the Faceless broke out in our country, Duke Breakfast found me and asked me for my advice. He was anxious about his role in the future. He had nightmares and kept breaking out in a cold sweat, so I read his cards and made a prediction of what the future would hold." Magdalene was a witch! Ursula, even in our time, a word like that should only be used when spoken in a whisper. She wasn't an occultist or a necromancer, as some villagers like to call her, but simply a woman who saw her environment a little differently than most. She was well versed in the arts of herbalism and open to all phenomena that the normal human mind isn't able to comprehend, characteristics that I would envy Magdalene for in any other circumstance. Understood. Well, however, Magdalene continued, when I saw Breakfast's cards, I recognized with an opportunity that I simply had to grasp. With my involvement, I knew I might be able to make amends for a mistake I had made a long time ago. So I told the Duke about you, Gray Master McGray, and told him about your budding skills. So it was you who told our Breakfast about me last year, but how can this be? We've never met. I am unable to remember much about my early life, but I still remember one particular loss, as if though it were yesterday. And it hasn't been a year, it's been a lot more than a year. Holy crap, I've been going through seasons like hotcakes. It was a single fateful day on which I did not only lose my husband, but also my two sons. My, folks. It looks like we have a little bit of an editing discrepancy here. One of the two ran away from his father's accident deep into the woods and never returned. The other, though, came back all different. Anger darkened his heart until he too ran away one day. My life lost all meaning, and I decided to go into exile. No, that's not possible, are you? Oh, here we go! It's Darth Vader! Are you our mother, Magdalene? That makes this imp here my brother? No, I don't believe you. You're lying, Magdalene. You're lying. I refuse to believe a word you say. Magdalene simply looked back at him silently. Her eyes told Icarus and Gray Master McGray all they needed to know, that she was telling the truth. This bandit let out an angry sound between his firmly clenched teeth, motivated by a bizarre mixture of surprise, rage, and grief. Gray Master McGray, on the other hand, let his sword fall and stared at Magdalene in disbelief. The Raiders' chief let out a hissing sound from between his teeth, motivated by a strange mixture of surprise, rage, and sadness. Gray Master McGray just let his... Alright, we've got another editing failure here. I think we just read the same thing twice. Guys, am I going crazy? Am I going senile, or was that the same thing twice? Magdalene was silent for that moment. and it felt like hours before she continued speaking. I wanted to bring you two back together and hope that you might recognize each other at first sight. It may have healed Icarus and helped you, Graymaster McGray, to find a good piece of fertile land to finally make your dream city a reality. However, your lives have gone in such different directions that even the invisible bond between siblings has been broken. It was already too late when I realized that you no longer had any connection whatsoever. And then all this happened, which I shall regret forever. It might have helped Icarus and given you, Graymaster McGray, a suited, fruitful place to create a city of your dreams. But your lives parted into different directions, ripping apart even the siblings' strong bond. It was then and too late when I realized that the connection between the two of you... Okay, so I think that the creators, like, have doubled up on a lot of the script here. It's almost like they wrote everything twice. Like, it's slightly different, if you notice, each time, but it's telling us the same thing. Mother! There was no need to add to Magdalen's words. With a sudden movement, Icarus started running away before disappearing from view. He turned back, giving Graymaster McGray one last look. Graymaster McGray saw a promise in his eyes. Icarus would go far, far away and never stand in his mother or the city planner's way again. And before anyone could register what had happened, he was out of sight. What happened after that? Magdalene and Graymaster McGray obviously had lots to catch up on, and that's what they did. She joined her remaining son. Even though she wasn't used to having company, she urged him to return to a fertile piece of land. It took a while until Graymaster McGray could regain his former strength, but in the end, the community moved back to their previous village. And this would be where they would stay. This would be the last attempt. Their last attempt to heal old wounds, huh? And yet scars would remain. Success, folks! Ship ahoy! Does that mean we're sailing off into the next mission? What happens? Is there even a next mission, or is that the end of the game? I don't even know. Oh! We're here! Jeremias! It felt strange to return to their old home. Han and Ewald were especially uncomfortable about it. I'm tired of running away, and where else would we go? We won't find fertile land like this anywhere else. I'll have to learn to live with the past. Don't worry about me. Ewald is right. Of course I'm right. You can trust my instincts, Han. Nothing bad will happen this time. Do you not hear it? Hear it? I can't hear anything out of the ordinary. Exactly. No bandits. The war is somewhere behind the mountains. I can only hear the sound of the grass growing. I think Ewald is trying to say that despite everything that we've lost, he's got a good feeling about the future. We've been through so much suffering, we've got to do it this time. Can I make a suggestion, dear Graymaster McGray? Go ahead. I have great confidence in your suggestions. It's quite mundane. But perhaps it'll send you the right message. We should call your city New Hope. Just like Star Wars. Well, it is rather unimaginative, I have to admit. Rubbish. It fits like a glove. Easy and simple. I like the name. Even Skuldheist! I haven't heard from you in like 2 episodes. Me too. I'm getting my voices mixed up. Okay, here we go. Me too. Why make it complicated when something simple does the trick? Besalt, Benlin, Magdalene, what do you say of the name New Hope? Neither the mother nor the men said anything. Dear old Benlin simply smiled back, while Pesalt clapped his hands and made a noise to signify his approval. And so it was decided. The city that we're in right now shall be henceforth known as New Hope, an attractive and simple name, which only seems profound when you know its history. Indeed! Magdalene, you're part of the group now. Graymaster McGray, our weather forecaster, wants to ask you something. Can I request something? Pesalt, you look healthier than usual today. My mother seems to be looking after you well. He is the person who has lost the most. A lot of affection is the least he deserves. Tell me, Pesalt, what's on your mind? A bath? I really want to have a bath. What's stopping you? Why don't you go home and pour some hot water in the tub? I think Pesalt is talking about a bathhouse. It would do your villages the world of good and be an enticing feature for tourists. Perhaps they'd stay in the city longer. A bathhouse, huh? I like your idea, dear Pesalt.
New quest.
And thus, folks, we have a brand new map teeming with life and wilderness and hopefully animals and rock and everything. We've got a whole bunch of buildings prepared, and we've got some quests to build a public bath and rebuild the settlement. Folks, I hope you're enjoying everything so far. I will, of course, have to do some editing to make sure that you guys don't have to sit through what I sat through. I'm going to let the developers know about the issues that are happening so that this game can continue to improve. Other than that, folks, hope you're enjoying it. Stay foxy, and much love.